There is an actual non-destructive clipping mask in GIMP, which means both the top layers and the bottom layers remain fully editable. The lack of this function alone limited my use for GIMP for almost a decade. So let's dive in. Let's open a new canvas and set the size to whatever size you want. So, a clipping mask is basically a top layer appearing within another bottom layer. This bottom or basal layer defines the visible boundaries of our mask, so we can call it the masking layer, and it could be a text, a shape, or even a brush. Let's start first with a text as the basal layer. Let me align it to the center of the canvas. Perfect. Now let me add an image I want to be defined by the text boundaries. Let's scale it down to fit the canvas size. This layer should be on top of the basal layer, and it is called the clipping layer. So, back in the days when we wanted to have the desired outcome, we used to select the outline of the basal layer by pressing Alt while clicking on the basal layer, then adjusting the top layer till we are satisfied with the position, then invert the selection, then pressing Delete from the top layer. Let's step back and add an alpha channel so it delete to transparency. As you can see, we can't reposition the image nor edit the text. And that's why it's destructive. So let's delete this and reopen our image again. Let's resize it. And now let's start the work. We need to group them in a group. We can add a group layer by pressing the group icon. Or right-clicking on the layer, then choose New Layer Group. Or just click in any space in the layers dialog and choose New Layer Group. Now let's click and drag the top layer inside the group. Now let's do the same with the basal layer. Pay attention to the order of the layers inside the group layer, the clipping layer on top, the masking layer below it. Right-click on the top layer and choose Composite Mode, then Clip to Backdrop. And that's it. We have a non-destructive clipping mask where you can reposition the top layer freely. Reposition the basal layer as well. Fully edit the text, the font and size. Now let's add another text inside the layer group. You can see that as long as text is below the clipping layer, the clipping mask will be applied to it as well. Let's select the two text layers and align them to the center. Nice! Now let's add another image to the layer group and put it on the top. Right-click on it and choose Composite Mode, then Clip to Backdrop. You can see it became clipped to the text layers as well. The first image is invisible because this image is covering it. We can erase the unwanted areas with the Erase tool. Let's add Alpha Channel first. But I prefer applying a mask so I can easily recover the areas removed whenever I want. Add a white layer mask, and with a brush paint the unwanted parts with black. Let's try adding another image to the layer group. Clip it to backdrop as well. Reposition it till satisfied. Now erase the unwanted parts as before. Let's add the last image. Clip it to backdrop. Let's play with the mode a little bit. This one is kinda cool. Let's keep it. We still can adjust the other clipping layers perfectly. So what if I wanted to decrease the opacity of this layer a little bit? The thing is, because the text layer is in black, the image appears to darken when the opacity decreases. Let's change the text color to a lighter color. Now the image lighten when we decrease the opacity. Cool! Now let's try another masking layer beside the text. Let's add a new layer below all the clipping layers. Its order between the other masking layers doesn't matter. It could be above or below the text layers. Now let's grab the rectangle tool and make a rectangle. Fill it with a color. Let's deselect the selection. The color doesn't matter except if you are going to change the opacity of the top layers as we saw earlier. Let's crop the layer to content and put it wherever we want. Let's add a new layer and draw an ellipse. Now let's add a new layer and add a brush. All the top clipping layers are clipped to the brush as well. Lastly, let's add a new layer and make a random shape with the pen tool. Select from Path, then fill it with color. And that's it. You can see that in any phase of the design we can still edit the layers, resize them, change text and font, reposition, and experiment with zero stress. And that is why it is called non-destructive, because you can change an image without overwriting the original image data, so you can go back to it anytime. Now let's outline all these elements non-destructively as well. Let's press on the layer group, go to Help, Search and Run command, or just press /y'all on your keyboard. Type GEGL in the search bar, then double-click on GEGL Styles. It's non-destructive because you can edit or delete it anytime by pressing on the FX icon. Now let's add a drop shadow. It's applied to all the group masking layers. You can apply it to the individual elements separately by applying it only on the desired layers and not to the group entirely. Let's adjust the colors as well. It's also non-destructive, as you can edit it or remove it later by pressing the FX icon. Let me change the background color to black. And that's it. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss out on more awesome tips and tutorials. Happy editing, and see you next time.